on? And we are just back in from, oh, we went to Florida last week and we were hoping to do a guitar session last week, but we were unable to do that. So we checked in a little bit. We had a couple of people check in. Most importantly, I want you to know that my brother checked in. That was a really cool thing of him to do. So thanks very much for doing that, and hopefully you're on tonight enjoying another guitar session with Mr. Carey. So today we're talking about, boy, the wonderful weather in Florida. Boy, Fort DeSoto is great. If you get a chance to get down to Florida, it's highly recommended. If you're from Florida, more power to you, and hopefully you're able to figure out the summertime down there, because I guess it must be hot. So today we're doing our live stream, another live stream, and this live stream is a Pink Floyd tune, and it's a really basic song. Well, I say basic. It has a lot of really cool techniques that will take a few minutes to talk about, so we'll plan the whole session tonight around that. If you have any questions, if we have a lag or a system failure, it's happened before, guys. It could happen again. We don't anticipate it, but if it does, we'll cancel the stream and just restart. So you can go find us at youtube.com/Jason Carey Guitar, I think, /live. So anyway, you'll find it. You found us once, you'll find it again. So any other housekeeping we need to talk about? If you have any questions, the live chat is open. We have a moderator on tonight, as usual. So I would encourage you to go ahead and use that that chat system. If you do have questions, we will address those right now, live tonight. Okay? And I guess without further ado, we'll tune up. And I'm not sure if we tuned up with this thing last time or not. You see this thing? It's pretty cool. So what we'll do is, we never hit it on anything metal, this tuning fork. We always hold it by, you go out and get yourself one of these. They're probably $5 and you can find them on anywhere.com. And actually that's probably a domain. So I don't know if you can actually find them on anywhere.com. Maybe holycrap.com. So we have this tine over here. Boom. Grab that. Don't touch this U, because if you activate this U and you touch the tines, you know, it cancels out the vibrational pattern, so it's not going to do us any good. But you get yourself a little tuning fork. This one is A at 440 cycles per second, and that's pretty fast, I think. Faster than some, slower than others. So we never hit it on anything metal because this is calibrated. You see it? So it's calibrated. If we hit it on anything metal, it will chip it away over time, and it will slowly bring it out of tune, and we don't want to do that. So what we do want to do is tap it on the knee, get a good solid contact there, and then place it on the top of your guitar. Or if you put it in your teeth, it vibrates your whole cranium, your whole skull, so you can actually hear it. Others can't, but you can. And that's really cool, because what we do is we play that 5th fret harmonic on the guitar, which is a little off. So I did this tonight so we could actually go through the process of tuning together at least one time. We won't take much time, we'll zip right through it. 5th fret harmonic, you place the finger right over the fret marker, lightly touch the fret on the A string, pluck way back here by the bridge if you can, and you create a nice little bell-like tone. If you don't get it tonight, then don't worry about it. We'll go through and we'll do fret 5 harmonic on the A string and fret 7 harmonic on the D string. Those fret 5 on the D string harmonic, fret 7 on the G string. Each smaller string should go back, should really kind of like sound like the previous lower string. So when we get to the D string, we can't do harmonics anymore, so we have to use fret 7 on the D string, play fret 10 on the B, it's just a, it's not anymore, it's not a necessarily a more advanced way of tuning the guitar, but I learned this from a fella. His name was Tom Hoffman. It's the first time I was introduced to this kind of guitar tuning. Just a way, it's a system of checks and balances for the instrument. Theoretically, when we use harmonics, we're not really putting any pressure on the string, right? So it's, the more we can use harmonics, the better. Because we're not, you know, when we press down on the string, you know, it requires pressure. And that pressure, you know, it's like, it adds a little bit of pitch, it increases pitch on the string a little bit. So if you're really a perfectionist, which some people are and others aren't, and it's okay either way. But you got a really nice, accurate tuning system going there, and you can do the, you know, the old fifth fret standard, kind of like the first method we all learn, kind of tuning. And then eventually, if you wanted to start using some other methods of tuning, we can probably talk about that if you wanted to. So go ahead and chat away if you want. So now we've got to get going. I think I'm burning some time here. We tuned up. We'll assume that we're all tuned up. And did you download the music for Wish You Were Here yet? Okay, so if you got that, if you don't have that, go ahead and do it now. But we're going to just warm up, and we're going to shorten up the warm up a little bit. We'll do that same position number 9. We got to get up to position number 9 on the low E string, and we'll just do the old 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up with the picking hand. And we'll continue to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go through this as slowly as we possibly can handle it, because this is really the most important thing for us when we start playing the guitar. We've got to really make time for breathing. You can see I was a little bit late getting here tonight and sort of have that rush mode. I feel like I have that rush mode on, maybe like I had about 10 cups of coffee. But a good warm-up session will really help to reduce that. And it will help us to create a learning environment, which is so important. And if you're hanging out with me, and if you plan on hanging out with me again in the future on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll likely see me do the same thing and hear me do the same thing, at least a little bit. But tonight, we're not going to complete this whole thing. We will during our regular practice sessions, but I want to show you something new tonight. So instead of doing the old 1, 2, 3, 4, we have another alternative for that, and it's modeled after the minor 7 chord pattern arpeggio. So we'll start with finger number 1 on fret number 1 on the A, run up to fret number 4 on the A string with finger number 4. We're still going to use all 4 strings, so this is a great exercise for that, but it's a musical pattern. So finger 3 goes to fret 3 on the D string, finger 1 on fret 1 on the G, and finger 3 on fret 3 on the G. So, right, and then we're going to continue up, fret 2 on the B string with finger 2, finger 1 on the high E string, and then add finger 4 on the high E string. Then we shift up 1 position and descend that same pattern, and then we ascend up 1 position and ascend the pattern, then descend. Okay, so that's a really good one to know, and I encourage you to check that out. So we're moving right along. We've got to talk about the chord patterns for Wish You Were Here. And starts with E minor 7. We're going to talk about G5, A7 sus4, C over G. If you have any questions about the names of these chords and the conventions, like the naming of these chords, if they're confusing at all, don't hesitate to ask in the chat or follow up, because we can straighten these things out really easily, okay? And we can just zoom right ahead of the game. D, A minor, G, and C. We're going to talk about all those right now. So, without further ado, let's see if I can get the sheet up here. What were we working on? Oh. So it looks like I don't have the sheet available to me, but I think I know the chords. So the E minor 7 starts with finger number 1 on fret number 2 on the D string. So we'll go right here. E minor 7 could be this one too. It could be a really easy chord, just one finger on fret number 2 on the A and everything else open. It's just like the E minor. That we know and love so well. It's a great chord. But for this song, we're using the upper end, the upper range of the chord. So fret 2 on the D, open G, finger 3 on the B, finger 4 on fret 3 on the high E string. So all we're doing, remember how we arpeggiate the chord first, and once everything works properly, if we don't hear any of this stuff, then we can go ahead. If we can arpeggiate it clearly, then we can strum. That means that we kind of know the chord. So, good job. Keep going. G5 is finger 1, 2 on the low E string on fret number 3. We are choking out a note on this particular chord, and that's a good thing because it really tightens up the sound. So we'll lay that second finger over the A string, open 2 middle strings, finger 3 on the B, finger 4 on the high E string. Cool? And we'll go ahead and arpeggiate. We do want the click this time. So we have the A7 sus4. We're moving to open A, not playing the low E. Open A, fret 2 with finger 1 on the D string. So open A, 2, open, 3, 3. And you can see the fingering that I'm using here. It's just like the E minor 7 that we played the first chord, but we're adding the open A in the bottom. Okay, and that's pretty much all we need for the introduction, all right? The other chords for the verse, we may get to that tonight. No, we may not. Is C, G in the bass, D, A minor, G, and then C. But I'm going to skip right over those, and we're going to get right into the meat of the song, okay? Our intention tonight was to cover the introduction of the song, so that's what we're going to do. So we start with 2 beats of rest. And you can, in your binder, if you did download the binder from the link, I think it's page 2, right? So it's 1, 2. There should be a 2 beat rest on their little hat sitting on top of the line. So, oh yeah, we should be starting with the open A string, and then hammer on to fret 2 on the A, and then open D, and then fret 2 on the D string with finger number 1. So finger number 1, he's doing all the work, or your finger's doing all the work. Getting up to the point where we can start strum pattern. And this is just the strum pattern. I think it's pretty close to the recording. It may be that you'll hear it a little differently because he's using his 12-string guitar, I believe, right? And it's a wicked cool sound. So we've got that nice hammer on. Again, we're measure number 1. 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2. Then we're doing that walk down, starting on open G, fret 2 on the D, and then open D. Okay, and then we lower that G note onto the low E string on fret number 3. Okay, we'll come right back to that. The strum pattern is really important for this song to really get it nailed down. So let's fasten it together. You might also like, if you wanted to, take a look. I think we have our moderator posting a link to Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. If you haven't checked out that guitar lesson of ours yet, it's a pretty cool song. So, has that gone up yet? No, I've been informed that it hasn't gone up yet. Is it going up yet? I've been informed that it's coming your way. So, you might also like Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, and check it out later. It's a good one. Super song. I'm sure you know it. All right, so the strum pattern, back to the strum pattern, is like this. This is just the general form, the generic form of the strum pattern, which will plug into all of this moving around. Okay, so the strum pattern is down, down, up, down, up, down. So it's 1. You'll notice the right hand always maintains a continuum. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and then as long as you can count to 4. I used to think I was great at counting until I had to start counting and playing the guitar at the same time, and it's a little more challenging than it seems. So don't be afraid and don't hesitate to keep at it, because that's exactly what we're going to need to do if we're new to counting and playing the guitar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You'll notice that all the upstrokes are and all the downstrokes are whole numbers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And sometimes when the tempo gets fast enough, we have to say T. 1 and 2 and T and 4 and 1 and 2 and T and 4 and 1 and 2. So fortunately for us, that's not the case with this song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, I think we have a question coming in. No probs, man. So now we have down to the A7, and then back up to the E minor 7, then walk back down to the A7 sus 4, and then we go back to G. And then that's where the verse begins. Are there any questions so far? Is there anything that we can cover in more detail? And I'm not sure if we have incoming or not. No incoming. So I'm going to keep moving on. Yeah, I'm going to keep moving on into the review. Thank you very much, Miss Moderator. Very helpful. So I do appreciate it. I just got a smiley face, so that's good. So review, it takes a lot of coordination to get this thing going, and I hope that you're enjoying yourselves, and you keep playing along with us, because we really do enjoy what we're doing, and hope to get a bit more interactive here. So really want to invite you to chat and ask questions, and really try to stump the band if you want. Don't make it too difficult for me, but review, and the chords that we do our E minor 7. Okay, so we have this nice E minor 7 chord. Then we have a nice G5 chord. Then we have our nice A7 sus4 chord, which is just like the E minor 7, but with the A note in the bass. Great sound. We have a C with a G in the bass, in which situation we find ourselves using the third finger on the low E string, which is, it's different than if we were to play the traditional C chord. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if we were to use a third finger on the low E string, then we have room for the fourth finger on the A string. Okay, so that makes a nice full C with a G over the G in the bass. Makes a nice full sound. And D chord, open D, fret 2 on the G, finger 3 on the B, and finger 2 on the high E string. Then open A minor, open A, fret 2, fret 1, and fret open high E. All of this is written down on page number 1 in the notes if you when you download them. And then we have a G chord. We could use this G chord or this G chord shape. It's up to you. I tend to prefer this one for some reason because you can get those other fingers doing other things in the background there in first position. And then the C chord is where we end up. So we have that nice collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chords. And I think we could talk about, if you don't have any other questions, yeah, that's a good thing to review. So the live recordings are definitely available for review at a later date on YouTube. So check them out in greater detail. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the song so you can take a look at it. And our lovely moderator is just going to, when it comes time, if there aren't any other questions coming up, we're just going to end this guitar session. But I want you all to keep picking and make a little time each day, 5 minutes a day, to just sit down with your guitar and maybe practice a little bit, maybe write a little bit, but just have some fun with it and do what you want to do with it because it's there for you, for us. Okay, have some fun.